The rain is coming down steadily to heavily across our viewing area. I'll show you how much we've seen so far and how much more we have to go over a number of days.
Plus wet roads. A live look from our storm tracker right here. We have team coverage monitoring those road conditions out there on this WRAL weather alert day.
Temporary tariff cuts between China and the U.S. We'll have the latest from the Live Center.
And we want to give you a live look outside. Not that you can see much from this tower cam view as we look at southeast Wake County. Lots of clouds moving through, and it is dark and dreary out there. A flood watch in effect for most of our area until tomorrow morning. It is why we've declared today and tomorrow morning a WRAL weather alert day. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for joining us. It is pretty dreary out there, no doubt, and we have live team coverage for you. First, we're going to check in with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a look at a flood watch in effect.
And we do have a lot of rain showing up on dual Doppler 5000 radar. As a matter of fact, around parts of the triangle, we've already seen 1.5 inches, and that was what the models were predicting for today. And we still have a lot of time left to go. A little bit of a break in the precipitation around Fayetteville and Clinton, and we'll see that on and off today. We'll zoom in around the triangle, and you can see a lot of rain for Raleigh and Durham. There was a little break in the rain in Durham there for just a little while. So that's the way things are going to go really all day long. We're going to see a lot of rain, a couple of breaks here and there, but more rain than not. And again, you can see right here, just south of Raleigh, almost 1.5 inches, and down near Clinton, almost 2 inches of rain. And some parts of the viewing area, say over around Rocky Mount, have seen very little rain. So widely ranging amounts so far. Flood watch is in effect through tomorrow morning for 2 to 4 inches of rain as an average across our area between now and tomorrow morning. Here's a look at that flood watch. Again, most of the viewing area is under that. We'll take a look at Futurecast as we start here at noon and push it out through the afternoon. We'll see more waves of rain. We have a low pressure system that's sitting off to our west that's helping to feed all this moisture in. This is 8 p.m. and it just doesn't really stop much. Now, it does ease up a little bit overnight. For today, we have a medium risk of flooding. For tomorrow, it's a low to medium risk and then a low risk on Wednesday. But that's still, 3 days in a row of rain. We take a live look downtown from our Jimmy V camera, and you can see it is messy out there. However, there are people walking around without their umbrellas. 72 is our current temperature hour by hour. We're going to hold it in the 70s until around 8 o'clock. We'll talk more about how much rain specifically we could see over the next several days. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We have a handful of incidents dotting our live traffic sensors this morning, but a couple of incidents that I want to bring your attention to, starting with this one right here on New Bern Avenue in the westbound lane near Treywick Road. Before we came on the air, there was a huge backup on New Bern Avenue, but we've since seen that it's cleared because that crash was blocking part of the roadway. It's likely that crash is now off to the side of the road as well. So just in case New Bern Avenue is part of your commute in those westbound lanes near Treywick Road, you'll see some police activity still. We are seeing a little bit of a slowdown in Orange County down around Highway 15 all the way back to MLK Boulevard, Highway 86, if you will. This is what it looks like, courtesy of a live cam network this morning. I-40 and Farrington Road there in Orange County. We were seeing a little bit of a slowdown, but now you see traffic is flowing nicely in all directions. We do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning as a result of the stormy conditions we're seeing this noon hour. Let's check in with meteorologist Amy Wilmoth for a look at what she's seeing out her window.
I've been driving around Wake County, Ken. We had some heavy rain roll through a short time ago, and things have kind of let up a little bit in Wake County. Right now, I'm at the Southeast Raleigh YMCA. I can turn the camera around and show you the road. There's a little bit of ponding on the side of the roads, but now that the rain has kind of lightened up a little bit in Wake County, it's not too bad. Just take it slow if you're out on your lunch hour. We do expect the activity to really pick up during the evening commute, so roads are going to continue to be a little tricky as we head into the evening commute, and we'll be live in the Storm Tracker again later on this evening. I'm going to get back on the road, and we'll have another check from the WRAL Storm Tracker at 12:30. Back to you.
We do want to see what is happening in your neighborhood. Make sure it's safe when you get outside to take pictures or video, and then look for the Report It link on WRAL.com or on the WRAL News app.
Also, you can stay ahead of the storms by downloading the WRAL News app. The WRAL meteorologists will be tracking the weather changes. You can also sign up for push alerts to go straight to your phone. It is free to download.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we want to take you live out to Wall Street. This is what the numbers look like right now. The U.S. stocks in the green after the U.S. and China agreed to temporarily slash tariffs following negotiations over the weekend in Switzerland. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said talks with China have been very productive. Both countries agreed to cut reciprocal tariffs by 115% for 90 days. That brings U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods down to 30% and Chinese tariffs on U.S. imports to 10%. Now, Bessent expects to meet again with representatives in Beijing over the next couple of weeks to iron out an even bigger agreement. Also, this morning, President Trump saying that even if the 90-day pause ends without a full deal, tariffs will not go back to that 145% mark. He says, quote, nobody is going to buy.
Market responding to it today. Also breaking news this noon, Hamas has released the last known living American hostage. Idan Alexander was handed over to the Red Cross about 30 minutes ago. He'll now be transferred out of Gaza. Alexander was taken from his military base in October of 2023. Hamas is hoping his release is part of steps toward a ceasefire and the flow of more humanitarian help into Gaza. I-95 is back open after a morning crash near Dunn. Take a look at this video from Drone 5 here of the aftermath. This crash happened on I-95 near exit 71 in Harnett County about 5 o'clock this morning. Several vehicles were involved, including a tractor trailer that caught on fire. We are working to find out what led up to the crash and whether anyone was hurt.
Hundreds of jobs are coming to Wake County. This morning, biotech company Genentech announced plans to build a manufacturing facility in Holly Springs. It is the latest biosciences company to North Carolina. WRAL's Carly Haynes is live in Holly Springs. Carly, it'll be located right around other big-name life sciences companies.
Going to be right across the street from Amgen, which is the other major biosciences company that was recently announced its expansion project here in Holly Springs. So I want to tell you about Genentech. It plans to create 700,000 square foot facility here. That's the company's first like it on the East Coast. And this project in North Carolina is going to have a global impact. Genentech makes synthetic insulin and monoclonal antibodies for cancer treatments all over the world. It'll create medications and get them ready for distribution. And though the project directly impacts Wake County too, it'll bring in 420 jobs. That means 420 people looking for homes, restaurants, and more, really just contributing to the overall economy here. And the CEO of Genentech said there's a reason North Carolina is so appealing to biosciences companies.
We believe we can hire many skilled people to run this facility, as well as the skilled construction as well, and specialized construction it will take to build this manufacturing facility. We see the value of being close to academic research institutions and some of the best healthcare institutions in the world.
Wake County said they were playing the long game here. The first conversations and the first visits started years ago. They finally got it over the finish line with the announcement today, and they said they expect the facility to open by the end of 2030. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
A popular Raleigh restaurant is closed after a brawl led to a shooting on Mother's Day. Cell phone video shows the chaotic scene here unfolding around lunchtime. It happened at Big Ed's restaurant on Falls of Noose Road, and 3 people were injured out of this. WRAL's Heidi Kirk is live at the restaurant right now. And Heidi, we're learning more about the people who were hurt in this.
Well, Jeff, just within the last few hours, I actually spoke with the owner of Big Ed's restaurant on the phone, asked him for an update on his employees. He said they're shaken, but everyone is okay. Now, he did say that it was an assistant manager that was grazed by that shrapnel after those shots were fired. Now, go ahead and take a look at your screens. This is video from inside the restaurant when this happened. It shows a scuffle and then 3 shots fired, followed by screaming. And then a crowd starts running toward the door. Now, Raleigh police say 3 people were injured in that fight, including that restaurant's employee. They have non-life-threatening injuries. We spoke with a former employee just moments ago who worked at the restaurant for 8 years. She says Big Ed's is the last place she'd expect this to happen.
my heart just stopped. When I heard that it was Big Ed's involved, I was like, who in the world would go into Big Ed's and cause a ruckus, a brawl, even an argument in Big Ed's? Big Ed's does not have that kind of atmosphere for that kind of situation to happen.
Now, Big Ed's is always closed on Mondays, but on Tuesday they will also be closed. The owner telling me on the phone that's because he wants his employees to be able to rest and recover. Now, we've asked Raleigh police for an update on this investigation, specifically if they've arrested anyone. They tell us so far they have no updates on this case that they can share. Of course, we will keep following up. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Raleigh police have arrested a man in connection with last night's shooting on North Hills Drive. Thomas Green is facing several charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. It happened at Trails of North Hills Apartments around 8 last night. One woman was shot and is suffering from non-life-threatening injuries.
A duplex caught fire in Raleigh this morning. This was the scene on Deep Hollow Drive just before 4 a.m. Crews got to the home an hour before. The people who lived there were in the home at the time of the fire. They were able to make it out safely without any injuries.
Today, the Fayetteville City Council will discuss the proposed citywide curfew. The rule, called the Youth Protection Ordinance, would restrict anyone 16 and under from being out from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. There are exceptions for those accompanied by parents or teens who work. Council members are using a similar curfew in Charlotte to inform their policy. No decision is expected on the proposal today. Tomorrow, Allison Riggs will be certified for her position on the state Supreme Court. The certification ceremony will happen at 10 tomorrow morning on the Capitol grounds in Raleigh. It is open to the public. Last week, Riggs' challenger, Jefferson Griffin, said he would seek no further appeals of a federal ruling over election results.
New at noon, the NFL is starting the season with a game sure to generate a big audience. Defending Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles, will take on their NFC East rivals from Dallas. The Cowboys will face the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field for the first game of the 2025 NFL season. Kickoff time is 8:20 p.m. on Thursday, September 4th. It will air right here on WRAL and on Peacock. Next at noon in National Police Week, how it's being recognized around the Triangle and the events to honor officers.
Also, no more hidden fees. Who will be affected by this all-in type of pricing and when it starts?
Plus, federal layoffs in parks, what that will mean for visitors in the busy summer months ahead.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, this just into the newsroom, six-time NBA champion Michael Jordan is joining NBC Sports as a special contributor this fall. He said, "I am so excited to see the NBA back on NBC. It was a meaningful part of my career. I'm excited about being a special contributor to the project." Last year, NBC Universal and the NBA announced an 11-year deal to broadcast the NBA and the WNBA regular season and playoff games beginning this year.
The native sun, can't go wrong with that. Starting today, buildings all around the Triangle will be lit up in blue to honor National Police Week. And that includes our WRAL Tower, you see right here. This is video from previous years. We will have a special tribute tonight. We'll light that tower up at 7 o'clock. And that is in addition to several events coordinated by Raleigh Police Department Foundation to honor law enforcement officers. And joining us to talk about the importance of this week, Executive Director of the Raleigh Police Foundation, Kathy Brown. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in. It's such a busy week. Why is it such an important week for our law enforcement officers?
This is the time for us to honor the courage and dedication of our officers and our canines and to remember those who have fallen in the line of duty.
We see so many out there in our community, and we want them to get involved for this. Light in the night blue, just whatever. Switch out that light, make it a blue light. What does the message send when people see those blue lights?
Oh, it makes our officers so happy and so appreciative. Our community is amazing in support of these officers. Our business community has really stepped up. What can we do as citizens? Thank an officer.
Yeah.
This week and any week, if you see an officer, buy him a cup of she or him a cup of coffee, just to say thank you.
I love the trick in the the fast food line. If there's one behind you,
absolutely,
pay it forward, right? If
absolutely,
the car in front, do something nice for that. Change the light blue. That's a nice thank you as well. Help us understand. I know this Raleigh Police Foundation is only a few years old. 2022 is when it started. Help us understand the work that is done to help people.
They do vital work. Yeah. They have been in business, as you said, since 2022. They support the community, Raleigh PD, through partnerships, community interactions, and then the purchase of vital equipment that the PD needs in order to protect all of us.
Well, we know there's plenty of that that's needed out there as well, above and beyond what taxpayers can come up with. So that's a great initiative out there. And how about events for this week, for the foundation to honor this week?
Wonderful events. The city is going to be bathed in blue. Jumbotrons at various malls. The Angus Barn is going to be lit up. The WRAL Tower. Many events. If you can go to our website and see that. Something will be posted every day about what's going on in the community.
Okay. And all week long, we'll be celebrating that and get out and do what folks can for
Absolutely.
it.
We appreciate it.
Great initiative, and we thank you for coming in, Kathy.
Thank you for your time.
Not a problem at all, and wish you luck with all your events all week long.
Thank you.
Thank you. Renee?
Jeff, thank you. A live look at Durham now, where a new youth center will soon be unveiled. The Salvation Army is hosting a ribbon cutting for the new Bull City Youth Center. The goal is to provide a safe, empowering environment where young people can learn, grow, and thrive. The event starts at 5 p.m. on Liberty Street. Back to National Police Week. We just want to say a deep gratitude and appreciation for all the officers out there. Wish we had better weather to start off National Police Week, but today we're just going to see heavy rounds of rain.
We are, and then it is going to last for a good bit of the week. We may be a little bit drier on Thursday, but man, it's going to be quite the week. We have a flood watch that's in effect now through early tomorrow morning. We could see as much as 2 to 4 inches of rain. So of course it is a WRAL weather alert day. We're going to see the rain heavy on and off, really all the way through Wednesday. If we take a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar, and you can see just a few areas where the precipitation's a little bit lighter, but heavier in some other spots. So it's just going to kind of come and go. It mostly will be raining, but it may be heavier at times and lighter at times, just depending on where you are. Right now, it's just steady for Fuquay Varina, Smithfield, Clayton, Raleigh, Lewisburg, back over toward Chapel Hill, Siler City, a little bit heavier there right now. We'll take another look at some of the rainfall totals that we've seen. In the last 24 hours, it's been about 1.25 inches across parts of Wake County, down just north of Clinton through, say, Newton Grove, almost 2 inches. That's where some of the heavier rainfall has been. Around the Sand Hills there in Moore County, around 1 inch of rain in some places. But the farther north you go, the less rain that we've seen in some places, just 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Our flood watch is in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow for almost all of our counties. Again, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall is what we're expecting. This is a look at Futurecast, and you can see that rain is steady to heavy through around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. At 5 o'clock, there might be some areas where the rain starts to taper off, but I feel like it's going to be a really messy commute. We've had so much rain so far. We keep adding to it through the evening commute. It's just going to be messy. There's 11 o'clock tonight. Should be some pretty good sleeping weather. There's 3 o'clock in the morning. For tomorrow, it's also likely to be a very wet, messy commute. But as we get through tomorrow afternoon, it may ease up a little bit in parts of the viewing area. There's 5, 6 o'clock. I mean, the rain won't be over, but at least it begins to taper off somewhat later on Tuesday. About 1.5 inches is what we'll probably average today, according to the models, and add another inch Tuesday and another 1/2 inch Wednesday, and that puts you right about 4 inches. So this is definitely going to be a messy situation. Here's another live look at downtown. This is from our Jimmy V camera, and you can see there are people out walking around without umbrellas, so it's not pouring really hard. We definitely have some light patchy rain right here in downtown Raleigh, but I guess people don't mind getting wet. 72 is our temperature, and we'll hold it there really all the way through the evening. Right now it's 64 in Roxborough, 69 in Clinton, 71 in in Rocky Mount, 70 in Southern Pines. It's 68 in Apex and Holly Springs, 69 in Cary and in Garner. Around town, again, highs will be in the low to mid 70s. We're just going to hold right there for the rest of the day. And Carolina Hurricanes, it is going to be raining heading in and out of the Lenovo Center. You know, if you have a big old tent and a big old umbrella, you may survive tailgating, but it is going to be messy out there, unfortunately. We take a look at our forecast, the weather alert day both today and tomorrow for the potential for more rain. Wednesday, we're looking at an 80% chance, so we continue to have more rain on Wednesday, and it's possible that we would extend our weather alert day. We may see that flood watch extended into Wednesday as well, but we'll take that as it comes. In the meantime, Thursday into Friday look drier with a high of 91 on Friday, but then a chance of storms late Friday into Saturday.
Elizabeth, thanks. Privacy debate coming up at 4. We look into the debate over child health care control. Hear what's at the center of a parent's medical bill of rights.
Plus, loudest house in the NHL. We'll see just how loud the Lenovo Center gets during a Hurricanes playoff game at 5 o'clock. Still ahead this noon, no more hidden fees. Starting today, the FTC's latest crackdown on deceptive fees goes into effect. Next, the new rule that'll help save you time and money.
Plus, cookout costs. Your favorite food to grill could cost you more this summer. Ahead, the barbecue staple becoming more expensive. Well, starting today, hotels and ticket sellers will have to show total costs up front. All-in pricing will take effect for all venues in the U.S. The FTC issued the ruling mandating that ticketing platforms like Ticketmaster and eTix display the total price, including all fees and charges up front. The new rule also applies to hotels and short-term rentals like Airbnb. The move reduces sticker shock when you get to the checkout page.
Mexico has filed a lawsuit over the name change of the Gulf of Mexico. The president of Mexico says she is suing Google for relabeling the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America for users in the U.S. Mexico previously sent official letters requesting Google not make the name change. However, President Trump issued an executive order that recognized the body of water as the Gulf of America. That name appears in Google Maps within the U.S. and as Gulf of Mexico everywhere else in the world. Hamburgers and steaks for your summer cookout are going to be more expensive as beef prices hit record highs. Cattle futures, wholesale and retail beef prices are all soaring heading into the summer months. Companies like Tyson Foods have been dealing with a sharp rise in costs, partly because cattle inventories are at their lowest in generations, while consumer demand remains strong. Grilling season runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day, and with most of the activity between Memorial Day and 4th of July.
Tonight, we'll learn who will likely take Cooper Flag with the #1 pick in the NBA draft. The league's draft lottery is happening at 7 tonight. The Charlotte Hornets are among the 3 teams with the best odds to win the top pick. Flag is widely expected to be that first pick when the draft happens next month.
Carolina Hurricanes meantime 2 wins away from wrapping up the Eastern Conference trip to that final series. Tonight, they will try to cut that number down to 1 as the Canes host the Washington Capitals. It is game 4 of their series tonight at the Lenovo Center, and the Canes are up 2-1 in that series. They shellacked the Caps 4-0 in game 3 Saturday. Puck drop for tonight's game, 7 o'clock. After the game, only on WRAL, breaking it down with expert analysis and exclusive insight. Don't miss our Canes exclusive post-game live tonight, after tonight, and every playoff game, 11:25.
Financial safety net. Planning for an emergency fund can be a lifesaver when it comes to unexpected expenses. 5 Underside's Keely Arthur will explain how to easily plan for emergencies.
And here's a look at your winning NC Education lottery numbers on your screen. We'll be right back. Today is WRAL weather alert day for the threat of heavy rain and flooding through tomorrow.
Our team is tracking the impacts and real-time driving conditions. We begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. And Elizabeth, behind us, it is raining in Sanford, and on the dual Doppler radar, the rain is pretty widespread.
It really is. We'll take a close look here, and you can see it's almost everywhere. We're going to continue to see waves of rain coming up from the south, lots of moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic pushed in from a low pressure system, and that low isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So we're going to continue to see these waves where at some point it'll be maybe fairly light, and then it picks up in intensity and then tapers off again. That's just the way things are going to be pretty much for the entire viewing area for the next 3 days or so. Here's a look at the big picture. This low right here is sitting and not moving hardly anywhere. So this is going to be what we would call a blocking pattern. And of course, it pulls up all that moisture, that low pressure system rotating counterclockwise, producing all this rain for us here in North and South Carolina. Flood watch in effect through tomorrow morning for 2 to 4 inches. It doesn't mean that the rain ends tomorrow morning. It may be that the Weather Service extends the watch, but it does look like the chances of precipitation taper off slightly during the day tomorrow. It's 100% now all the way through around 7 or 8 o'clock, and then about a 70% chance overnight. So for your planner, it's going to be at lunchtime, bus stop, and evening commute. Showers with temperatures in the low 70s. We'll take another look at how much rain we can see total through Wednesday coming up.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, we do have reports of a lane closure on I-40 eastbound down there on Johnston County. We're talking about Highway 42 as a result of a crash in that particular area. Now, our live traffic sensors are indicating that traffic is getting through, so it stands to reason that at least one lane is closed and another lane is blocked. I'll keep an eye on that and just get back here and let you know if there's anything that's going to continue to affect your commute there in Johnston County. We are seeing a bit of a slowdown as a result of a crash on Falls of News and Capitol Boulevard, just south of Wake Forest. We're seeing this is a combination of congestion and traffic lights in that area. So just be mindful of that if this is part of your morning commute. Here's a live look at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. You can see traffic is flowing nicely in both directions. People taking it slow as well. Because of these rainy conditions this noon hour, we do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roadways this morning. We're checking in with meteorologist Amy Wilmoth with what she's seeing out her window. Amy.
Ken, I've made my way from southeast Raleigh over into Cary. I'm on Penny Road, really close to Penny Road Elementary, and I haven't seen any major issues, but there's ponding on the roads. The roads are definitely wet, and we're going to add to these rain totals that Elizabeth's been talking about. They're already starting to pick up, and we're just going to add to it. So flooding still a concern. That's why the flood watch continues into tomorrow. So the roads, again, not terrible right now, but I expect them to probably worsen over the next several hours, especially perhaps the first half of the evening commute. And we'll have live reports from the Storm Tracker later this evening as well. We'll send it back to you for now.
Amy, thanks for that live look. Stay ahead of the storms by downloading the WRAL News app. The WRAL meteorologists will be tracking the weather changes. You can also sign up for push alerts to go straight to your phone. It is free to download.
The mayor of a Halifax County town is badly hurt after a crash. That crash happened Saturday night. The office of Enfield Mayor Mondale Robinson says he swerved to avoid deer in the road and hit a power pole and a tree. The town says Robinson has serious but survivable injuries. He is expected to undergo surgery.
Covering Durham County, the county manager will present her recommended budget for the next fiscal year today. The presentation is happening tonight at 7 during the County Board of Commissioners meeting. One of the issues we'll be watching for is property tax rates, whether they will go up. A public hearing on the budget is scheduled for May 27th. The board is scheduled to make a final vote on June 9th. Today, you can learn more about plans to widen lanes of Aviation Parkway. The NCDOT will host an event featuring discussions with engineers about construction plans in Morrisville. The project would widen nearly 2.5 miles of aviation from Chapel Hill Road to I-40 in Cary. Today's meeting starts at 7 tonight at Morrisville Town Hall.
This morning, Pope Leo XIV renewed his call for peace as he met with journalists at the Vatican this morning. Leo told journalists it is important to shed light on conflicts around the world and on situations of injustice and poverty. He also expressed his solidarity with imprisoned journalists around the world.
Financial peace of mind, how you can build an emergency fund to help you cover any expensive surprises.
Also, daily downpours. Meteorologist Chris Michaels explains the weather setup that is bringing us these rounds of heavy rain and possible flooding over the next few days.
From rising prices to job uncertainty and unexpected medical bills, financial curveballs can hit at any time.
And having an emergency fund can make all the difference. 5 on your sides, Keely Arthur shows us how building that safety net might be easier and more important than you think.
Even with unemployment low right now, Bankrate's annual emergency savings report found, get this, 59% of Americans say they can't afford to cover an unexpected $1,000 emergency. Don't let that be you. First, figure out how much you need to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, things like housing, utilities, food, transportation, and debt payments. Next, open a separate savings account just for your emergency fund so you're not tempted to dip into it for everyday spending, and make saving even easier by setting automatic deposits or transfers from your checking account straight to your emergency fund.
You can keep it in a savings account, but your best bet is to put the emergency fund into an account that earns a high interest rate or a no penalty CD.
And if you're struggling with medical bills, steer clear of medical credit cards or loans offered by healthcare providers. They often come with high interest rates, hefty penalties, and could seriously hurt your credit. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
Blocking pattern, heavy rounds of rain will stick around. Next, meteorologist Chris Michaels will show us the system responsible for this wet weather.
And taking a live look outside from our storm tracker. It is in Cary right now. You can see the windshield wipers going. The rain not heavy, but we will see rounds of heavy rain throughout this afternoon and evening. Stay with WRAL. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is raining steadily in Sanford as we take a live look. The area is under a flood watch, including the Triangle. We will keep watching for these heavy rounds of rain, and Elizabeth will join us in a few minutes with an update on the impacts. It's America's busiest national park, but this summer, things in the Great Smoky Mountains may look different. The park is one of many that's been hit by federal cuts. WRAL's Eric Miller has been looking into the impact this could have on your summer vacation. And Eric, this could really change people's overall experience at the park.
Renee, it could in a lot of different ways. That includes when you have an emergency in a national park, every available employee responds. Fewer employees mean fewer people trained and able to rush in, a particular concern after 2 deaths on the Blue Ridge Parkway earlier this year. This will also have an impact if you're a fan of camping in the park. More than half of Great Smoky Mountain's 10 campgrounds are shut down right now. Park advocates say that's largely due to that loss of staff earlier this year. Those advocates also warn that park visitors will likely face worse customer service and maintenance. Think dirtier restrooms and more trash and graffiti.
That's a shame because these people are all really working as hard as they know how, and they love this park and they love serving the visitor. I think it's a big mistake to be cutting more staff in a park like this.
Now, these cuts are part of the Trump administration and DOJ's efforts to target, in their words, waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. We've reached out to the National Park Service and Department of Interior for comment on these cuts, how many jobs were lost, and why. We haven't gotten a response. We conducted more than half a dozen interviews with longtime park advocates, current and former park employees, trying to nail that figure down. Estimates range from 12 to as high as 36 positions lost, and there's a lot more to dig into here. We'll have all of that ahead at 6 o'clock.
Not good news. Some summer busy months ahead. Eric, thanks for that. Our WRAL weather alert day is in effect due to daily deluges over the Carolinas, and meteorologist Chris Michaels shows us why this pattern will take days to break in today's Ask the Meteorologist.
This pattern lasts for days because it's somewhat of a blocking pattern. It's actually called the Rex block, where high pressure's to the north and it's keeping low pressure, our storm system, from moving anywhere. So you need one of these systems to change intensity in order for the pattern to finally break. There you see what it looks like. Our storm system, counterclockwise flow around it, bringing in that moisture from the Gulf and the Atlantic, but high pressure over states like Illinois and Wisconsin and Minnesota. That's what's keeping our storm system really from moving anywhere. anywhere for days at a time. So that's why our rain chances are so high between now and about Wednesday afternoon, the pattern then breaking by Thursday and Friday. But to put some perspective on our rain, 2 to 4 inches worth, for some of us, that could wind up being about a month's worth of rain within 2 to 3 days. We walk you through the pros and cons in this week's Ask the Meteorologist segment right now on WRAL.com.
Get us out of that drought monitor situation, I suppose, but I don't like it. It's too much.
Whatever you're calling it, we know it's going to bring a lot of rain. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We do need it, but not all at once.
Right, but this is fairly typical. I mean, I feel like every spring we tend to have, a period where we're stuck in this blocking pattern. We were in a blocking pattern where we were dry for so long, and now we're into the blocking pattern where we're wet. And here's where it is. This is that low that Chris was just talking about, rotating counterclockwise, pulling up all that tropical moisture across our area. And until that low moves, we're going to be in this pattern, and that looks like it may be really all the way to Saturday. And it's not going to rain steadily like it is right now all the way through Saturday. There'll be some times where the chances for rain are higher and lower. Right now, we're in a flood watch all the way through tomorrow morning. Here's another look at the big picture. We've been checking that out. Notice starting to see a little bit of a break in the precipitation just to the west of the Sandhills. Also down there around Sampson County, a little break in the precip, and then up around Roxborough, Person County. But there are plenty more waves of rain. There's a lot.
As we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today.
Another biotechnology company is coming to the Triangle. This morning, San Francisco-based Genentech announced plans to build a new manufacturing facility in Holly Springs. The new plan will support development of Genentech's obesity medications. It is expected to open by the end of 2030 and create more than 400 jobs. Big Ed's restaurant in North Raleigh will be closed until Wednesday following a Mother's Day shooting there. Raleigh police say they are still investigating and have not named a suspect yet. 3 people were injured when a customer pulled out a gun and fired 3 times. This was around noon yesterday. The restaurant is always closed on Mondays. The owner